Welcome to the Book Club podcast. You're listening to the audiobook edition of Becoming Her: How to Stand Out in a World Full of Beautiful Women
by Kami Kool-Chamo.
If this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss future chapters or upcoming book releases. This book is also available on Amazon in both paperback and Kindle formats if you'd like your own copy to read along or take notes. Now, let's begin today's chapter. Chapter 19: Boundaries, Standards, and the Aura of Exclusivity. Why exclusivity increases attraction. Exclusivity isn't about arrogance, it's about value recognition. The high-value woman understands that not everyone deserves access to her time, energy, or presence. She knows that the more selective she is, the more magnetic she becomes. When you're easily available, people subconsciously assume you're easily replaceable. But when you carry an air of discernment, a quiet sense that access to you must be earned, the world treats you differently. Exclusivity creates curiosity. People want what feels rare, protected, and intentional. It's human nature. When your energy isn't scattered across every conversation, event, or digital space, it concentrates. It becomes powerful, refined, potent. You stop existing as background noise and start resonating like a melody that lingers. Exclusivity doesn't mean isolation. It means discernment. You don't close yourself off. You simply open selectively. You decide who gets your time not based on flattery or familiarity, but on alignment. You ask, does this connection nourish me or drain me? Does this person see my value or just want my energy? The woman who moves with these questions commands respect because her standards communicate self-worth before she even speaks. Masculine energy responds instinctively to exclusivity. A man values what he has to earn. When you're not readily accessible emotionally, physically, or energetically, he's drawn in. Not because of manipulation, but because your restraint signals strength. You're not playing hard to get. You simply are hard to get because your peace, presence, and purity are sacred. Spiritually, exclusivity is protection. When you keep your circle small and your energy guarded, you preserve your vibration. Not everyone who admires you carries good intentions. The more you grow in grace, the more you must filter who enters your space. This isn't elitism, it's spiritual hygiene. You can love everyone, but you can't let everyone touch your energy. In practice, exclusivity looks like saying no without explanation, a withdrawing your energy when reciprocity fades, keeping parts of your life private, sacred, and unshared, a showing warmth without overexposure, valuing solitude as much as connection, and love. Here's the truth. People chase what they can't easily consume. When you give yourself freely to everyone, you become common. But when you move with discernment, you become legendary. Your exclusivity is not a wall, it's a crown. It reminds the world that while your energy is kind, it's not public property. It's a privilege, and privileges are always earned, never assumed. Boundaries as elegance. Boundaries are not walls. They are the architecture of self-respect. The high-value woman doesn't shout her limits. She embodies them. Her energy, tone, and behavior communicate what she will and will not accept long before words are ever needed. Boundaries are the invisible framework that hold your dignity together. They are not barriers to love, but bridges to self-worth. Too many women mistake boundaries for coldness. They fear that saying no will make them seem unkind or difficult. But in truth, boundaries are beautiful. They are elegant because they speak of emotional maturity, of knowing yourself so deeply that you no longer perform, overgive, or overexplain. They are the quiet assurance that you've learned to protect your energy not out of fear, but out of wisdom. The woman with elegant boundaries isn't rigid, she's discerning. She doesn't cut people off impulsively, she distances with grace. She doesn't need confrontation to create space. Her silence, her lack of engagement, her shift in presence says it all. This restraint is what gives her power. When you no longer feel the need to defend your boundaries, you've mastered them. Masculine energy is deeply responsive to a woman with firm but feminine boundaries. It respects clarity. A man who values himself will never be deterred by a woman who honors her limits. He will be drawn to her because it signals emotional safety and strength. Boundaries tell the world that your love, time, and attention are treasures, not tokens. Spiritually, boundaries are protection for your soul's peace. They keep your frequency pure. When you enforce them, you say to the universe, I am only available for what aligns with my highest good. This declaration is powerful. The moment you enforce a boundary, you raise your vibration, and everything that cannot meet it naturally falls away. In daily practice, boundaries as elegance look like declining invitations with warmth and without apology, stepping away from chaos instead of trying to control it, limiting access to your personal life without explanation, maintaining composure when provoked, prioritizing self-care without guilt. And love, remember, boundaries don't push people away, they filter them. The ones who truly align with you will respect your standards. The ones who don't will remove themselves. That is the quiet magic of boundaries. They protect your peace while revealing who deserves to share it. Elegance isn't just about how you dress or speak. It's about how gracefully you honor yourself. Boundaries are the invisible silk that hold your energy together, the silent posture that says, I am open, but I am not available to everyone.
Standards that command respect.
Standards are the architecture of your value, the internal compass that determines how you love, live, and allow others to treat you. A woman's standards are not about being demanding. They're about being decisive. They tell the world what she's available for and what she's not, without her ever needing to say a word. The woman who knows her standards radiates authority without arrogance. Her presence says, I don't chase, I choose. When you hold high standards, you're not asking for too much. You're simply unwilling to settle for too little. Standards define boundaries in motion. They communicate self-awareness, discernment, and emotional intelligence. You no longer need to beg for respect because your life has already been structured to allow only what honors you. True standards don't fluctuate with loneliness or desire. They're anchored in your self-worth. You don't lower them because someone seems promising or potential-filled. You wait for alignment, not attention. You understand that temporary excitement will never replace long-term peace. That discipline, the willingness to walk away from what doesn't meet your standards, is what makes you powerful. Masculine energy respects a woman with unwavering standards. To a grounded man, her firmness isn't intimidating, it's inspiring. She becomes a mirror of what he must rise to. To the wrong man, her standards will feel like rejection. To the right one, they'll feel like invitation, a chance to step into his best self. Spiritually, standards are your energetic filter. They align your outer world with your inner truth. The universe doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you expect. When your standards are high, your energy vibrates at a frequency that naturally repels inconsistency and mediocrity. You begin attracting people, opportunities, and relationships that reflect your integrity. In practice, standards are lived, not announced. They show in how quickly you walk away from disrespect, how you manage your time, and what you tolerate in silence. They show in the company you keep and the energy you allow around you. They're not ultimatums, they're lifestyle choices. And love, never apologize for having them. The woman with standards doesn't need to explain why she's selective. She simply lives like someone who knows her worth. Her peace is proof. Her glow is evidence. Her life, over time, becomes the quiet reward of every moment she refused to settle. Saying no without apology. The word no is one of the most powerful declarations a woman can make, not because it shuts others out, but because it protects what matters within. Too often, Women have been conditioned to equate kindness with compliance, to fear rejection more than exhaustion, to apologize for having boundaries as if they're offenses. But the woman who learns to say no with grace, without guilt or explanation, becomes untouchable. Saying no isn't about being cold or detached. It's about clarity. It's the ability to recognize that your time, energy, and emotional space are finite resources. When you say no to what drains you, you say yes to what fulfills you. Every no that honors your peace is an act of self-respect, and every yes born of guilt chips away at it. The difference lies in tone. A low-value no sounds defensive or apologetic. I'm sorry, I just can't right now. A high-value no sounds grounded and kind. Thank you for thinking of me, but I'll pass. One seeks permission, the other asserts authority. The high-value woman doesn't justify her boundaries. She knows that her time is sacred, her presence is valuable, and her peace is priceless. Masculine energy deeply respects a woman who can decline with confidence. To a man, a firm yet gentle no signals strength and self-awareness. It says she knows her worth and isn't easily swayed. It also builds trust, because men, consciously or not, are drawn to women who are emotionally disciplined. A woman who can say no gracefully is a woman who won't crumble under pressure or lose herself in pursuit of approval. Spiritually, saying no is an act of alignment. It's choosing your higher self over your ego, peace over performance. It's understanding that your energy is currency and not every situation deserves investment. You don't owe explanations to those who misread your boundaries as arrogance. Their discomfort is their lesson, not your burden. In practice, begin small. Decline the invitation you don't feel drawn to. Let the phone ring when you're mentally exhausted. Say no to that project that doesn't align with your goals. Each time you choose truth over obligation, your confidence grows. Your energy recalibrates. You stop living reactively and start living intentionally. And love, remember this truth. No is a full sentence. It doesn't need softening or justification. The woman who masters it becomes both free and magnetic, free from guilt, and magnetic to opportunities that match her peace. Because the world will always test your boundaries, but only you decide how much access to grant. Saying no unapologetically is how you teach it. Emotional unavailability versus emotional discipline. There's a fine, sacred line between emotional unavailability and emotional discipline. One closes the heart out of fear, the other guards it out of wisdom. Too many women confuse the two, believing that protecting their emotions means numbing them. But the woman who truly understands her worth doesn't shut off her feelings, she masters them. Emotional unavailability is a wound dressed as strength. It's the hardened armor forged from past disappointments, heartbreaks, or betrayals. It keeps people out, but it also keeps peace, love, and joy from getting in. It's survival, not sovereignty. Emotional discipline, however, is the evolved form of that instinct. It's control with compassion, feeling with awareness. It means you allow emotions to pass through you without letting them overpower your decisions. The emotionally disciplined woman doesn't deny that she feels. She feels deeply, but selectively. Her emotions no longer dictate her reactions. They inform them. When someone tests her patience, she breathes instead of explodes. When a man pulls away, she observes instead of chases. When conflict arises, she speaks from composure rather than chaos. Her steadiness is not born of apathy, it's born of clarity. Masculine energy respects this balance profoundly. A man may be intrigued by beauty, but he is anchored by peace. The woman who maintains emotional stability, even in moments of tension, becomes unforgettable. She doesn't give silent treatments or dramatize. She expresses her truth calmly, and that calm becomes her dominance. Her energy says, "You can't provoke me out of character." Spiritually, emotional discipline is self-mastery, the alignment between heart and spirit. It's the art of feeling everything but acting on only what serves your higher self. You don't let anger become cruelty, sadness become despair, or passion become recklessness. Instead, you channel your emotions into wisdom, creativity, and intuition. That's the divine feminine at work, wild but controlled, deep but discerning. To cultivate this, start by observing your emotional triggers without judgment. Ask, what am I really feeling beneath this reaction? Sometimes anger hides hurt, and silence hides fear. Name it, honor it, and then release it. That's how emotion transforms into power, through awareness, not avoidance. And love, remember this truth. Closing your heart might keep you safe, but it will also keep you small. Emotional unavailability is self-protection. Emotional discipline is self-respect. One builds walls, the other builds thrones. Choose the one that allows you to love without losing yourself. Because the woman who feels deeply and wisely is not fragile, she's formidable. Making people earn your access. Access to you is a privilege, not a right. The woman who understands this truth stops overgiving her time, attention, and emotional energy to people who haven't earned it. She stops pouring into one-sided connections. She no longer feels guilty for being selective because she recognizes that her energy is a resource, not a reward for proximity. To make people earn your access, you must first stop confusing availability with kindness. Being constantly reachable, constantly responsive, and constantly accommodating does not make you more loved. It makes you more taken for granted. The woman who is everywhere becomes ordinary. The woman who is intentional becomes magnetic. Scarcity creates value, and emotional discipline sustains it. This is not about manipulation or emotional games. It's about standards in motion. You show people how to treat you by the access you grant them. When you immediately give all of yourself, your time, your story, your emotions, without discernment, you teach others that your depth is cheap. But when you reveal yourself slowly, intentionally, and only to those who show respect, consistency, and care, your energy becomes sacred. Masculine energy, especially, is drawn to women who don't give immediate emotional access. Men respect what they have to earn. When a woman is selective, she triggers pursuit, not because she's withholding affection, but because her restraint communicates value. The man who truly wants her will meet her energy, not demand shortcuts to it. Spiritually, guarding access is an act of alignment. It ensures that only those vibrating at your level can connect deeply with you. The universe mirrors your boundaries. When you stop giving freely to those who drain you, you begin attracting people who feed you. The high-value woman doesn't fear solitude. She thrives in it, knowing that isolation is often protection in disguise. In practice, making people earn your access looks like not over-explaining yourself to those who misunderstand you, taking your time to respond or engage instead of reacting impulsively, letting effort, not words, determine how much space someone earns, keeping your circle small and your peace large. And love, remember this. Your energy is your most valuable currency. The more you give it to those who don't honor it, the less it's worth. But when you become intentional with it, you transform into the woman who is remembered, respected, and relentlessly valued. Because the moment people realize your presence is not guaranteed, they start treating it like gold. Protecting your peace like a luxury brand. Your peace is your most valuable possession, rarer than diamonds, softer than silk, and more powerful than status. It is the ultimate marker of refinement. Just as luxury brands protect their identity, access, and quality, the high-value woman must guard her peace with the same devotion. You are not mass-produced. You are limited edition. Luxury doesn't beg for attention. It commands it through consistency, quality, and restraint. Your peace functions the same way. When you treat your emotional energy as a luxury asset, you stop giving it away to chaos, drama, or those who have not earned the right to your calm. You become intentional about your presence, your reactions, and your conversations. You choose when and how to engage, understanding that not every invitation deserves a response. Protecting your peace means mastering the art of emotional curation. Just like a designer carefully chooses fabrics, you carefully choose environments. You select relationships that feel nourishing, not draining. You limit exposure to negativity, gossip, and energy that disturbs your internal harmony. You become your own gatekeeper, the protector of your atmosphere. Masculine energy, when faced with a woman who protects her peace, either rises to meet her or walks away. The disciplined calm of a woman who refuses to be provoked is magnetic. She's not reactive, she's responsive. Her boundaries feel luxurious because they're consistent, elegant, and unwavering. The man who values peace finds safety in her stillness. Spiritually, your peace is divine currency. Every time you trade it for temporary validation, you devalue yourself. Protecting it means you trust the universe to handle what you cannot control. You understand that drama is beneath your vibration and that silence is often the most powerful response. When your peace becomes non-negotiable, your reality shifts because energy flows where serenity resides. To protect your peace like a luxury brand, live by these truths. And not everyone deserves access to you. Scarcity creates reverence. Never explain your silence. Quiet confidence is self-explanatory. Don't match energy, maintain yours. Your composure is your signature. Choose solitude over disturbance. Peace is not loneliness, it's alignment. And love, remember, luxury isn't about excess, it's about exclusivity. Your peace, like a couture masterpiece, is priceless because it's rare, intentional, and unattainable to the unrefined.
Treat it that way.
Let your calm be your crown, your stillness your status symbol. Because the woman who guards her peace as her greatest asset never goes out of style. She becomes timeless. Thank you for listening to this chapter of Becoming Her. If you haven't subscribed to the Book Club podcast yet, go ahead and do that so you can stay updated on every new release. You can also find this book on Amazon in paperback and Kindle formats if you'd like a physical or digital copy. And if you found this episode helpful, share it with someone who might benefit from it as well. See you in the next chapter.